Hey people, here I am vlogging for youth group, and over here we got the worm. It's not going well. We're learning all about being homeless. I don't know what scooters and noodles have to do with homelessness, but that's what we're doing. And I'm avoiding poles. She wanted to climb. No! Whoa, that's not safe. It's super safe. It's so safe you could die. Whee! Ah! This is my future team. Help me build it. Go on. I don't know, that one extra person.
The reason you're homeless the first time is your son died.
Yeah.
And it emotionally affected you.
Yep. And I just lost my other son a couple months ago.
It's heartbreaking.
He was serving our country, so I'm proud of him.
And you told me that how he died.
Yeah, IED.
My gosh.
Yep. And then my brother got murdered a couple days later. He's supposed to come up here, but I don't think he's not gonna make it. He's up here now. He's above us, so that's all good.
And you had other bad news.
Yeah. Got pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. They can't do anything about it. It's already spread from my pancreas all the way to my right side. So, I'm looking at a year.
Right,
I'm happy though. I am so happy that I've met so many people around here. Miss Jane, I love her with all my heart. She always helps people out. The volunteers here at Jubilee, a lot of people that are on the street, they'll back you up 100%.
oh my gosh. I don't even know. Your continence, yes, last year you were...
Pretty powerful stuff. You know, it's easy to sit there and look outside and see someone who's young standing on the side of the road and just assume that they could go out and get a job without ever knowing their story. And it's not to say that there aren't people in this world who will totally take advantage of you. But in our hearts and our minds, when we get that first glance of someone, do we see within them Jesus Christ? Or do we just see a waste? I guess Saint Mother Teresa Calcutta is one of my heroes. My mission trip to Haiti was probably the greatest trip that I ever took for a youth group. They were the only children who really lasted through their faith formation through the senior year. To be around such poverty and to learn their stories. What a magnificent gift. You know, I know Mother Teresa, she would say, if you're judging someone, you have absolutely no room to love them. And so I have tried in my older age to not look at a person in front of me and go, well, you're young, you could get a job. But rather to think, how can I help you? And if I do help you and you do something wrong with it, then so be it. That's not on me. For Christ said, feed the poor, tend to the poor. because when you do that, you're tending to him. Our youth group is going to do a pretty radical Christmas party. We're going downtown to the clinic where there are about 60 adults that are homeless that travel in every day. And we had a retreat overnight, and we tried to ask, what can we do? What can we really do? And we thought, well, a lot of these people are really cold. Wouldn't it be awesome if they had a thermos? And inside the thermos, we could do instant coffee and instant soups and cocoa. And wouldn't it be great if we got them a blanket and maybe a used coat and some hats and gloves and blankets? But you know what else would be really nice? What if we gave them a couple of food trucks and we gave them a coupon and we said, pick your meal? Wow. Dignity lies in choices. And I think as we approach this holiday season in probably the worst year collectively of our lives, maybe having a choice we're beginning to realize is dignity. You know what else would be great? Giving them socks. Giving them a gift card to a restaurant so they can go and sit down and feel like a human. One of the local restaurants, so that we can help local people to survive. Those who have food trucks, who have restaurants that during this pandemic are struggling to keep work going. We can help so many people if we come together. And that's what the kids and I talked about. How can we help? Well, as a community, we can do a lot. And our children have a lot of great ideas. So I'm about to just stick in a bunch of their awesome ideas. And I played for them a lot of different people who are homeless. And I said to them, guys, we've got to stop looking on the outside, and we have to start learning their story. I'll share this with you. I went out to Washington, D.C. with the kids for the March for Life. And there's different types of homeless. There are the situational homeless, where it's temporary because of a job situation. There are, like this man, those who are emotionally homeless because of something deep that affected them. And then there are those who are so far gone they don't even know their names. And when we were sitting in a train station, they had a Panera, and we were all eating our dinner. In comes the third type, the one who so far gone, dressed in anything, layers upon layers, carrying around what he was going to sleep in. And I looked at my son and another young woman, and I said, here's money, go buy soup and bread, because he probably doesn't have good teeth. And they bought the bread, and I said, now you two go over there and give it to that man. And they were scared. They said, what if he rejects it? And I said, who cares? Who cares if he rejects it? Is it really going to hurt your feelings? So carefully, the two of them went. And they were scared, and they tried to talk to the person. And immediately, as soon as words came out of their mouth, he fell to his feet, and he started fiddling with his shoes, tying his shoes over and over and over again. And they ran back to me and said, I don't think he wants it. I said, no, he does. Go and put the soup on the table, and then come back. And they did. And they came back and said, but what if he doesn't know or realize it's his? And I said, look. And no sooner had the soup touched the table than the man sat up, undressed himself, and began eating. I'll never know his story, but I know at least I fed one. And the little girl began to weep. We were there to march for life, and she said she marched for all lives. Never knew that the homeless needed as much care as the unborn. We are a community of believers. We help everyone from the moment of conception to the moment of death. I want you to listen to these children, and I really want you to dig deep this Christmas. We may not have an angel tree, but we're going downtown, and we're going to sit with people, and we're going to sing with them, and we're going to learn their stories. We're going to give them food and let them choose and tell them jokes. We're going to make them feel human. Maybe we can't get to Calcutta, but Mother Teresa once said, make your own neighborhood Calcutta.
And so the first thing that popped in my head was to give them a hug, because who wouldn't like a hug? I mean, like touch them to make them feel like they're there. But probably couldn't do that because of COVID-19.
What did you guys come up with?
We came up with to ask them personal questions about their life, like their greatest accomplishment and their favorite childhood memory and their favorite like Christmas that they've spent. And we also thought of asking them for personal advice, like about school or something that they think we should know as we're getting older, or like about our family, you know.
Okay.
So I was thinking, everybody needs Jesus. And, you know, like if they don't believe in Christ and they don't have to take it, we can give them all little crosses that they can just wear on their clothing and stuff and keep him with them. Because that can make them, they might not have the money for Jesus.
Yeah.
So they could just keep him with them.
Look down on her, and how people really deprived her of things that they promised her.
I couch hop. Sometimes they take advantage of me, but you know, that's just part of it. Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard. And then later she started talking about her kids, and she was like, yeah, but I have like a baby on the way, and I have a 5-year-old, and like my choice of drug is weed, but that's not good for the baby, so I'm not gonna do that. Like cigarettes are bad, I'm trying to stop doing that. And like you can kind of tell that she cares for her kids, and she really does love them, and she's like trying her best, like she's living for her kids to try to be like a better person and get the place that she wants for them to be. And it's kind of like making it worth it, I guess, so that she could provide for her family.
And then at the end, what do you feel her mood was, Isabel?
She was very vulnerable. She felt very used, and you could see that. She had she'd been mistreated so many times, she doesn't even know who the father of her baby is. And she wants to care for it, she wants to do as much as she can, but she feels so used and so vulnerable. She feels like she can't help.
It was like the face of regret.
I've started 2 movies like this. One of them was my own, and I was in my character when I was 6, and the other one I was 8, and I was with other people. We actually had a Ohio State University program.
So the video that really stood out to me was the man that had lost literally everything and was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And he still had so much hope left in him. And I know that if I was him, sadly, I would probably be curled up in a ball somewhere, bawling my eyes out, hoping that death would find me sooner so that I could celebrate with my family in heaven. And if I had the opportunity that he had to go and talk to somebody to get my story out, I would definitely do it, just to spread awareness for poverty. Because if I was homeless, I feel like I would want to be looked at as a person. So many people walk by homeless people and they think they're just, you know, lazy, or they don't look at them as human. They look at them as scum on the side of the road that needs to just shrivel up and die somewhere to clean up the city or something.
So if you were to, like, what are you looking forward to for this Christmas party?
I'm really looking forward to just talking to them, hearing their stories, because I'm sure a lot of them feel like they're mistreated and that they can't get their word out. And talking to them would make them feel like they're human.
Social awareness.
So if I were one of the homeless and live in poverty, would be that I don't want people to look at me and say, oh, they were just lazy, or oh, they were the reason they don't have homeless because they were doing drugs and doing alcohol. But everything happens for a reason, basically. There's no way that you can judge a book by its cover all the way instantly by just looking at someone and saying, oh, they're just poor, this sucks to be them. You have to actually find a reason why they're homeless and never judge someone.
And so which of the homeless people on there really touched you the most?
The one who was like 18, and then she had kids, and she was homeless, and like she had no one to look after, and she was trying to find who was the father of the kids, and she was being used mostly for
sex.
yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of it, her eyes were so sad. Like, you know, she just wanted a way out but couldn't find it, you know? And so, what are you looking forward to about the Christmas?
Actually, everything, to be honest. Like, I'm actually excited for this, and looking forward to like having a good time, and just wanting to see people smile now.
Good.
I feel like the first man in the video sort of struck me hard because of like his background and stuff. Everything's sort of being taken away from him, because I have a pretty similar story, losing family, losing friends, losing everyone, and I can sort of see myself in his shoes like really well. So I really hurt for him, and he's probably dead now. He was like, let go, let live. I have a couple years left. Let's just live him to the fullest. And I respect that. He's a strong man.
And what are you looking forward to for this Christmas party?
I'm looking forward to making people smile, making people's days.
Nice.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be
Stronger and free, as God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping